state government has announced a new anti-hate task force to address the spate of anti-Semitic attacks across Melbourne.
There are no anti-Semitic attacks across Melbourne, right? That's just lies that the news are using because the news are owned by Murdoch, who is a Zionist. Anything that says anti-Semitic is actually anti-Zionist, right? And you have every reason to hate Zionists. It's okay.
But Jewish leaders have...
Again, not Jewish, Zionist.
...blasted the Premier for doing, in their words, too little, too late. Lana Murphy reports.
3 days after the firebombing of another Melbourne synagogue.
No, a bottle was thrown at the door.
The Premier arrived. Almost an hour later, Jacinta Allen took no questions, just made a declaration.
Hate needs to stop.
Hate absolutely needs to stop, but it starts when you stop murdering children.
Later announcing an anti-hate task force with Victoria Police to address anti-Semitism.
So again, no anti-Semitism in Melbourne, none. Just people that rightfully so despise Zionists because they murder children and protest for the right to rape. It's horrible.
Work with communities right across the state in continuing to strengthen the social fabric of our community.
That translates to she is going to do all she can to use as much propaganda and influence to make the higher class of Australia believe in Zionism, to believe that the elites will support Zionism, because as soon as we stop supporting Zionism, they lose everything.
No more talk fest, no more task force. It's time to act. It's time for real action, and this government is not doing it.
The terror on our streets speaks to the fact that more needs to be done.
Elon Casuto, the Zionist Federation of Australia. Like I've been saying, right? It's that they say anything they can. Take a look at this guy's face, right? He says anything to justify his crimes. Anything to justify his stance. So he believes that it's okay to rape people as long as they're Palestinian prisoners, because they're not people. He believes it's okay to shoot Palestinian children in the head. Yeah. And he justifies it all because he says Hamas, as if that's somehow a golden tick to justify child murder. But he's okay with it. He's loving it.
I think that hate and radicalisation and extremism is running rampant.
We actually should really talk about this extremism thing, right? So anyone in a position of power uses the word extremism to, I guess, quantify stuff they don't feel comfortable with, right? So he'll say the word, these extremists are coming in and saying that we can't shoot children in the head, right? See, that's not an extremist statement, but if he uses the word extremists, the people that are listening think that the ones that are questioning it are the problem, right? Words are important.
Has been allowed to fester, and we certainly want to see better enforcement.
On Friday night, 20 Jewish worshippers were inside this East Melbourne shul when the door was torched.
Why were they in a Zionist synagogue? Why were these people, Australian citizens, supporting the annexation of land? Why were they supporting the child murder? That's horrifying.
Danny Siegel was one of them.
It's un-Australian. The way that people are being treated.
How dare you? How dare you question my decisions? How dare you hold me accountable for what I've done?
Being talked about.
Hours later, Israeli restaurant Miznon was stormed by activists.
Yeah, so the reason that restaurant was stormed, and it's not pronounced here in the news article, is because that restaurant sends funds directly to the IDF, directly to fund child murder. Like, it actually does that openly and honestly, sends money to Israel so that they can murder children more. And that's why that restaurant was targeted by the protesters who walked in and just did what they did. The funny part is how many people here are getting angry at the protesters for stopping child murderers from celebrating. Horrifying.
And on Saturday, 5 people broke into a Greensboro business that manufactures metal for weapons.
That manufactures metal for weapons. But they don't explain what weapons they are. They don't explain how many children have been murdered by those weapons. And they don't explain where those weapons are being sold to.
This is absolutely disgusting. The workers are livid. They've had enough.
The group torched 3 cars and spray painted the Palestinian flag on others. Police are yet to determine whether any of the events are linked, but
The police are yet to determine if any of these cases are linked. And I bet you they won't. They won't be able to find a thing because they're not linked. They're just people sick and tired of Zionist bullshit.
Counter-Terror Command is investigating. The government will also grill the force on how its new anti-vilification laws are being implemented.
That is domestic terrorism, and we're concerned about it, and we're rightfully anxious and asking for answers and enforcement.
Lana Murphy, 9 News.
Domestic terrorism, says the guy that happily starves an entire populace to death. Says a guy that supports a 2-state solution, that supports one group of people being superior to the others. It's pathetic.